a new digital furniture platform wants to be an omni-channel one-stop shop for customers. According to Chain Store Age, by seamlessly integrating store location and inventory data within its search engine, Furniture.com intends to enable customers to explore, test, and purchase furniture items either digitally or in person. Rooms to Go, one of the nation's largest furniture retailers, both backs and participates on the Furniture.com platform. Furniture.com's retailer partnerships also include chains such as Bloomingdale's and American Signature Furniture. And as someone currently in the market for home furnishings, or at least I think you're still in the market for home furnishings, or aren't we always in the market for home furnishings,
Yeah,
Ann? I think so.
sure. Yeah.
Does yeah, right? Why not? Does what furniture.com is, well, maybe not with all the tariffs, does what furniture.com is trying to do intrigue you?
Yeah, it does because I think it gets back to how we're searching and discovering this again. Like I I'm not going to roomandboard.com or to roomstogo.com to look for furniture. That's just not how it's happening. I'm getting
Right.
inspired by following, Ray Design, which is one of my favorite interior design posts. And every Monday she does a look for less. So I see a restoration hardware chair and then she posts a West Elm chair that's hundreds of dollars less. And if I can in that moment, click the button to search that particular item and see like there's one at the West Elm. This chair is at this West Elm that's 10 miles away from you. If you go there now and you go sit on it and try it, like the article is saying, like if it works, I'm buying that chair. I'm leaving that day with that chair. But I'm only able to do that if I know, like, I'm only able to like get that motivation to get up and go when I have this information directly available to me. So I think that's one case. The other example is again, it's Lens. Like, I think so many people now are using Lens as a way to, see something online or see something like in a furniture store when they're out on a Saturday doing furniture shopping and see like who else has this, where else can I get it? And to be able to say, at that point in time, you can go to this retailer this many miles away. It's there. Like, I think you definitely see increase in basket size and that intent that's completely shifted when you've invested in what furniture.com is talking about doing here. But that's me and my, party of one shopping experience. Like, what is your opinion, Chris, from being in this business in furniture and home furnishings for so long? From especially from an omni-channel perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I think the concept's really intriguing. I was on the site yesterday,
Yeah,
and the best way I could describe it, it looked to me like a hybrid of like search advertising. Like it kind of felt like Retail Me, not circa 10 years or 10 or 15 years
sure.
ago, but combined with like it's kind of like a mashup between that and a third party marketplace for brands that want to sell through it, right?
Yeah.
And but this idea that they're inherently getting at it's a new wrinkle because it essentially creates, like you're saying, a third party marketplace that shows you the availability of products for
Hmm.
in-store pickup or in-person browsing, which is still a key factor in determining your home furnishings purchases. And like you said, whether
Yeah.
you use a Google Lens or you're searching for an item with very specific specifications, like I can remember when I was furnishing my house, I wanted a yellow rug. So I was like 8 by 10 yellow rugs, show me everything you got. But
Yep.
it's limited in the universe of what that site carries. I think I was on Wayfair at the time. But now you get all the extended brands here
Right.
too, which I don't know of anyone else trying to do that. But there are some big questions. There's some big matzo balls with whether or not this
Hmm.
concept can work. Like, so
Yeah.
one, it sounds like they've got some big brands already, but how many brands are going to sign on to it? And then will consumers actually, go there to use it, which I think they will at the end of the day, based on hearing you describe it, because that's exactly from
Hmm.
my experience of home furnishings, how people want to shop. So I think that's actually easy. But then who else will start to do this? That's the big
Yeah.
question, Dan, is like, furniture.com is the first one maybe to this party, but, does Wayfair start to do it? Does Walmart start to do it? Or
Hmm.
does, this become some kind of co-op play with the smaller furniture brands to defend themselves against Wayfair and Walmart? I could see them wanting to do that. The last
Hmm.
place I'd be listing my products is on Wayfair or Walmart or Target or some big national, brand third-party marketplace. So I think this plays in really nicely for that reason too. So I think it's really interesting. I applaud the audacity. I mean, it's a really audacious concept that I don't know. It's catching both of us, in a way that we haven't seen. When was the last time we talked about a new retail concept where like, Oh yeah, that's
I don't
different.
know.
That's got a hook. That's got a hook that could last.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this is something that's new that's happening. I do think your points are dead on though. Like, and even, how do we look at the other search players out here? Like, how does Google respond to this? And does Google start to categorize it's now Google Furniture or it's Google Beauty or whatever? Like, there's so many competitors that could get in and around this space. So it will be interesting to see like the moats that furniture.com can set up, and the partners I mean, I think it'll really come down to the partners, like you said, that they can bring in.
Well, and the other interesting point about this too, which, we're on the advisory board for Lucky. The article mentioned Lucky as a similar, idea to do this, to tell you what
Yeah.
inventory is available in store. But the funny thing about this, which is why I love what we do, is Lucky's a completely different type of thing in a lot of ways. That's about, making sure your advertising you can see if the product you want, where it's available through your advertising because they're synced with the inventory feeds. Same idea in principle, but a very, very different execution. But it shows you that getting the inventory visibility to where things are in a physical location is going to be key here as things evolve. And I mean, kudos to us. We've been on that for a while. I mean, I think we've been hooked up with Lucky now for over 2 years. So,
Right.
we've seen the evolution going in this way, but this is cool that furniture.com is doing this.